Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it has been freaking forever since I've done one of these videos. The car is now 2.5 years old. We're sitting at about 76,000 miles. She is absolutely filthy. I need to wash her. I have a whole bunch of bug guts on the front. And it happens. Anyway, I'm just going to go over a couple things that have changed. I mean, my mileage is still about 49 miles to the gallon over the life of the car. Basically, spring and fall are the best times for my mileage because it's got that little bit of chill and the car loves it and it's all beautiful. I did go ahead and I put a spoiler on here, which, as you can see, it's a black spoiler. It did hinder my mileage slightly at highway speeds, but not enough to really make a comment about, except for the one I just did. It was $100. I got it from China, off of eBay. What happens is this whole wing comes off. There's 4 screws. Take out a couple connections. I actually had to cut the plastic on the inside so that I could get my tools in there so I could screw it down. And it's on there pretty tight. And I did it strictly for the looks, just like I did with the Sport over there. Strictly for the looks. No other reason to do it. Let's go ahead and open her up here real quick. As you can see, I have a whole bunch. I got new seat covers. Got those off of eBay. Some lady had a blue car. She decided to upgrade to the regular size Prius, so she got rid of these. I picked them up for about $100. I could not be happier with them. They fit beautifully. I will admit though, getting this bottom part of the seat up, huge pain in the ass. Huge pain in the ass. There's some release levers, a piece of plastic right about here that goes straight through a clip, and same on the other side. Didn't want to release, and I kind of exerted myself and almost fell over sideways, literally, because I was exerting a little bit too much energy. Yeah, that was fun. So, anyway, back to what we got over here. Alright, as you can see, I've done just a little bit more work to it. I mean, I still have my vinyl wrap right here for my carbon fiber. But you can also see I have painted this blue. And this blue also. The blue I'm using is from O'Reilly's. Just a little rattle can. I think it's Chrysler blue. It wasn't hard either, actually. One of the things about the car, I also repainted this silver, which you can't really tell unless you have the door shut, but it's just a little nicety I put on it. But one of the things about the car, you might remember, I told you it just kind of pulls apart very simply. This rips out. This piece just rips out. You're going to disconnect the connector for your flasher, and then this pulls straight out. Oh, you'll also notice that this is silver too. What it is, somebody had a car, and they evidently had an accident, and they were selling all this plastic, even the vents, for I think $60. So I just bought it all, and I got this in black, and then I went ahead and I just painted it. So I actually still have all the original parts. No biggie. I just got bored actually one day at work. We were kind of slow, and so I grabbed a rattle can and I just painted it. It took me an hour, and it was dry, and then I just put it in the car, and I was driving around. I was getting a little stoned, I'll be honest, because the fumes were getting to me. But, yeah. But, one of the things I was going to talk about, though, is with this, that comes right out, which I'm not going to rip it out just because I don't feel like it, but it comes apart real simple, is, if you look right here, you have your USB connection for your iPod. I can't remember if I talked about this in my last video. I highly doubt it. I might have put up some pictures, but I don't think I talked about it. My cable is coming across here, right under that little loop like it's supposed to, and then it disappears. And you're going, where did it go, Carl? And I'm going, well, here's where it went. I ripped this off. I ripped out this piece of trim, and then I shaved this piece of trim right here, just enough so that it wouldn't cut the cut the insulation. Took a little file, takes almost no effort, and then you pop it back together. then what happens is you drop it straight down behind this, which is basically wide open, and I came down with the cable to here, put a loop on it, put some Velcro on the back of my iPod, and now it sits in the back of my glove box. And it just disconnects. That simple. Just right here in the back of my glove box, rips out, plugs back in, unplug it. Then you can pop out the sides to change out the air filter if you need to, or if you need to get in there for any other reason. Works out like a champ. And there's actually tons of room back there. I tell you that because that's not the only sound upgrade I've made. What I also did is I got a powered amp, or a powered sub, yeah. And what I did for that is I bought a harness. Typically the harness you would get for this stereo so that you could go ahead and change it out for a regular stereo. But I got double-ended so that I could actually make like a little bit of harness so I didn't actually have to cut the stock wiring. And then I wired in a couple cables. Honestly, I knew nothing about how amps work, and it's very, very, very simple, very straightforward. There are a couple videos around there where people are talking about wiring in an amp. Well, this is just a powered sub, which is an amplifier with a speaker attached to it. It's very simple. And then I ran the cables down here, and actually, when I came down like this, I actually have the powered sub underneath my butt currently in this passenger seat, which I'll show you here in a second. But the controls for it I actually have sitting right here with Velcro, which actually it does bother my legs sometimes, so I just rip it off and unplug it and just leave it hanging there. I have thought about just moving it to a different location, like maybe right down here as opposed to up here, so that my leg doesn't rest against it. But no biggie. I mean, it comes across just right underneath it. I've got my cables right here for it, my ground wire right there, and basically everything just wired in, very simple. The reason you can see this red, which is my hot, is because it is running right across this frame down here, across underneath this carpeted trim and into the box and touching my battery, which you need to have. And actually, if I set this right here, maybe, there you go. There we go. That's a little bit better. Now you can see what I've got. You can also see I've cut the trim. I've cut the rubber down here for the rubber mat. But I have it facing this way for only one reason. And that's just so I can access the controls. Well, two reasons. Also, so the wires are underneath the seat. I did end up ordering another one of these, though. Only because I'm a relatively young guy and I just want more power. This is a Boss, I think 600. So that means it's a 300 amp. It comes with a piece of Velcro, as you can see right there. Put that underneath it. That yellow thing you see, though, is the most awesomest sound deadening thing I could come up with. Because when I first got it, the car made a horrible rattling noise, and I was like, well, I guess I'm overdriving the speaker, because I just didn't know. And I thought it sounded like crap. And I was like, well, I guess that's as far as we can go. And then I was thinking about it, I was like, I wonder if it's vibrating and bouncing off the floor of the car, which it was. So I just got a really big-ass sponge, stuck it under there, and now I can crank it up, and it sounds beautiful. Beautiful. And I've got it cranked, well, dialed in the way I want. And I know some of you are going to ask, well, Carl, could you turn it on so I can hear what it sounds like? Well, I can, and I will. But here's the problem with that. You won't get the full experience. Because you're not here. A lot of it is the fact that I can feel the vibration and the sound quality. So let's see what I've got playing in here. real quick. Hopefully it's not anything too embarrassing, like, you know, Care Bears or something. Alright. Turn you off. Let's find something a little bit more bass in it. Alright. Oh, plus I did order a new powered amp, which is just going to be the 1400 model as opposed to the 600 model. It was only 140 bucks. I got it off of eBay, so that means it's going to be 700 watts. Does it affect my mileage? No, but I do actually notice there's a slight sound change to the quality of the bass when I'm braking. It actually improves, or at least I think it does. So, yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, no, I'm taking forever to get to the point. It's almost some decent. Alright, how about that? And this is with the sub turned on. And I'll turn it off real quick. On. Off. And it's just putting a little bit of a subtlety on it, something nice. And the rest of it is just something you're gonna have to feel. I mean, I don't want to make my sound quality sound like crap. And that's what some other people have said when they've got in the car. They're like, well, it's not, you know, like rattling the windows and blowing everything out and making me deaf. Well, you don't want it to be like that. You actually want to hear the music. So, but it has a great vibration. I mean, I can feel it in the controls, the gas pedal, and I can feel it through my door, and it's a kind of omnipresent. So that's pretty nice. I can't really think of anything else I plan on doing to the car right now beyond getting that new amp. If I come up with anything, I'll let you guys know. It's always a work in progress, but I mean, seriously, I've got actually probably about 77,000 miles on this car after 2.5 years. Still drives beautifully. I could not be happier with this car. I really couldn't. It's a great car. I just need to wash her. All right. So, send me some questions and I'll hook you up. Thanks.